Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Marketing Monday. My name is Eric Brown, and I am the president here at Vi Media. Welcome back to the Vi Media channel. Today, we're going to talk about the Google Business Profile. There's a big update actually recently that you are now going to be able to roll out local service ads on the map section. So we're going to talk about that briefly as well. So with the Google Business Profile, for a business owner, it's super important to have this set up properly. And the first thing really to keep in mind is that you want to have this set up with the specific business address. So you'll see, a lot of the time people have it as their home address. Obviously, a majority of the time you don't want that out there. And if they don't have that, what they'll do is they'll just use the, different service areas section. So it'll be a map outline of the Google Business Profile, but they won't actually have an address on their Google Business Profile. Now, when you don't have an address and you're using, just that service area section, Google is not going to rank you as well against your competitors that do actually have a business address. So what you want to go ahead and do is if you don't have a business address, right? You don't have an office, you don't have some sort of garage space or warehouse space that you're working out of, you work out of your house, right? So what you want to go ahead and do then is search for a shared office space. But before you do that, what you want to go ahead and do is say, whatever type of company you are, what's the main way that someone is going to be searching for that? Go to Google, type it in, whatever city name you're in. If you're a roofing company, you can type in roofing company in your city, see where the map on Google pulls and what is going to show. And then in that map that Google's showing for that keyword, you want to pick a shared office space essentially right in the middle of that map pack. That'll give you already a good chance of ranking because Google's already pulling that map area when someone is searching for, the services that your company offers, right? So shared office space, you can do that. All you need is an address and a mailbox. Usually it can, spend $100 a month or so. And you just want to make sure that the owner or manager of that shared office space is aware of how to make sure to get your business actually approved because you're going to need to go through video verification. But as long as they have some sort of office you could use, you just need some sort of postage to show that that is your office. If somebody walks into that place of business, that someone's actually going to be able to talk to you. Of course, we know that's not the case, right? But for a lot of, local service companies, you're going to a person's house anyway. So, that doesn't matter so much. So you have the address, right? The next thing you want to do is properly set up your category. I see the main category listed incorrectly all the time across local businesses, which is unfortunate. The category, of course, is say roofer, right? For roofing companies. For HVAC, you actually have a ton of different options. You have HVAC, you have heating repair, you have AC. So there's different main categories that you want to make sure. And of course, there's only one main category that you can have set up. The best thing usually to do is, again, go back to Google, search again, say roofing company St. Louis. What are the top ranking roofing companies? What is their main category? Not going to say you should 100% copy them, but usually that's a good place to start, right? If you, see all the other HVAC companies in St. Louis or your city that has, HVAC as the main category, then obviously that makes sense. And then what you have underneath the main category are subcategories. So that's where it comes into play of, going back to HVAC, say HVAC's the main, but then your subcategories are going to be AC, heating, and anything else that would qualify as a subcategory. Because what this Google Business Profile is doing is, of course, you have your website, right? That's telling Google what you do. But this Google Business Profile as well is, telling exactly what your website essentially should be telling Google. So now you have 2 points of contact telling Google, hey, this is what we do. Now, on top of having, the category and the subcategories, then what you can also do is list out all of your services. So in the Google Business Profile, you could talk about all of your services. We try to list out when we work with a new client as many services as humanly possible that make sense to go ahead and put on their Google Business. Not only do we list the service, but we go into and actually fill out a description of that service as well. So that way, again, if someone's looking for, an HVAC company, we have, the HVAC service page set up on the Google Business Profile. The person down the street does not have that set up. you are more likely, of course, to show up on Google when someone's searching for that because your competitor does not have this stuff properly set up. So you want to make sure, talk about every single service you could think of. There's a drop down of services in the Google Business Profile as well. So you're going to have a good place to start, but make sure to have descriptions in there. And on top of that, what's even better is optimize them for SEO. Make sure that they have the keywords in there that people are going to be searching for. That way, Google's picking up on that. Therefore, then when someone's searching for that, your type of business, you're telling Google you already do that. So, of course, you have the opportunity to show up and search when someone's searching for that keyword. So, after everything is, properly set up, the other thing I will say is make sure you have professional photos on there as well. A lot of the time you'll have the Google, van or car driving by with the photo of your building. So you want professional photos or even just, you don't have to pay someone, get good looking photos with your iPhone or whatever phone that you use, upload those on the Google Business Profile. And then of course, anything having to do with any projects or services or things like that you can have on there as well. So photos is a big thing. You want to make sure, of course, that your Google Business Profile, number one, you're feeding Google all the correct information, but number two, when someone comes across it, that it actually looks professional, and that it looks trustworthy and someone's actually going to decide to use your business or give you guys a shot. We got reviews, right? Once it's set up, you want to start generating reviews. And what I would do is I'd have a review process in place, meaning it doesn't have to be an automated process. Of course, there's automated softwares that allow you to do this. Even if it's just, simply you complete a job, whoever, sold that job or the project manager goes back to that job or just talks to the customer after the job is complete, asking for a review, and then going ahead and, texting and emailing out the direct link to the Google Business Profile in order to go ahead and leave that review. The good thing about reviews, so your response doesn't matter so much to Google in terms of SEO. Of course, responding to reviews is a nice thing to do. It looks good to other people that are reading reviews that you're actually paying attention to your business. But, arguably more importantly, what you have is, say over a year, you're able to generate 100 reviews in your roofing company. Now, hopefully in those 100, plus reviews, they talked about roofing services that they completed for you. They installed a new roof. They repaired my shingle roof, right? Things like that. Google is also going to pick up on the content used in those reviews as well, right? So now, you're feeding Google the content of what your business does through the category, through the different services, through your website, and now also through the reviews that are on your Google Business Profile as well. So have a process in place to generate reviews. It is super important, not only from a standpoint of Google ranking you well, because of course Google wants to see you using their platform. The more reviews you have, of course, the better, as long as they're not spam or fake reviews. But then also it looks good to consumers, right? You're a roofing company. Someone goes to Google, they go to Roofing Company St. Louis, and you have 3 roofing companies that are right there. One has 1,000 reviews. They're let's say they're all 4.5 stars. One has 1,000 reviews. One has 100. One has 20. More likely than not, almost no one's going to click on the one that has 20, right? So you want to make sure that you're continually to generate reviews because, of course, businesses that have been in place for a long time, even if they don't have a process in place, probably have a lot more reviews. And so you want to obviously get to that point. So make sure to go ahead and have a process in place for reviews. And even better, again, I was saying it's good to have those keywords in place for those different services. What would be even better is telling them, great, you're going to leave this review. If you could, please include X, Y, and Z in there. So prime, your customers to actually talk about what you did. Please include roof repair in Chesterfield. It's even nice if they include the township that they're in, if it's, your city, if it's Chicago, or if it's the suburbs, right? Outside of Chicago, if it's Aurora or whatever have you. Have them include the services and even better, the location as well in those reviews. And that's going to improve, your SEO and how well people are able to find you. The last thing with the Google Business Profile, use it to run ads. So, of course, now what you can go ahead and do is in Google Ads, the one thing that you can do is go ahead and run ads and make sure that essentially you're paying for the number one spot on the Google Business Profile and on Google Maps when someone's searching for that keyword. Of course, just like normal Google Ads, it's it's a marketplace, right? People are bidding on those keywords and things like that. But you can ensure that at least a portion of the time that you're going to be showing up in the map pack no matter what. Even if your Google business profile isn't ranking in the top 3 organically, you could essentially pay your way to get up there. And of course, if you have a well-optimized listing, right? You have good reviews, you have good posts, you're actually able to convert those people. Now, let's just say, for example, you're a newer business, you only have 10 reviews. You're not going to convert anywhere near the amount of people that you would if you were running that same ad and you had 500 reviews. So going back to reviews, make sure you have a process in place, especially if you're selling, to consumers, to homeowners, to things like that. It only helps to have more and more reviews. So using it to run ads, right? You're able to generate business, of course, from that, which is great. You're able to pay to get to the number 1 spot. And again, as long as you have a well set up Google business profile, you're generating reviews, you're posting on there, right? The other thing you can do is, of course, post. I would say post 1 to 2 times a week on the Google business profile. You can update it with, photos of jobs that you've done, talking about the services that you offer, whatever that you want to talk about. Reviews that you've had a new Google business profile review, you could talk about that. You could talk about business partners. I mean, anything that you want to talk about, posting, just make sure that you're posting at least 1 to 2 times a week. Because what we see is, you could post 5, 6, 7 times a week. We've noticed that really that's overkill and a waste of time and money. 1 to 2 times a week is plenty. Google even says 1 time a week. And we know that really the reason, of course, to do that is Google wants people to be using their platform. So, of course, we want to make sure that people are finding us on Google for what we do, what our business offers. So, therefore, we need to go ahead and do that. So, make sure that you're posting at least 1 to 2 times a week. So, that's all I have about the Google Business Profile. Now, recent news has just came out that Google rolls out local service ads on Maps. So, of course, the local service ads is Google guaranteed, right? It's the opportunity to go ahead and pay Google per phone call. What we've noticed across the board for local service companies is it entirely depends on the industry that you're in. We've noticed for, power washing, for decking, for some specific niches, it works well. But we've noticed for others, specifically for like foundation repair, waterproofing, industries like that, those leads don't end up really turning out well with the local service ads. So I would say, since they're going to be rolling this out, regardless if Google guaranteed is if that's an opportunity for you to do, I would definitely at least try it to see if it works, because paying per phone call is nice if you're going to be able to get, leads and jobs from that. But of course, it then, determines how much you're actually paying for that call, and are you getting, quality from those leads. A lot of the time, obviously with Google guaranteed and local service ads, you can't target as much as you can with Google ads itself, with exact match, meaning I only want to get in front of the people that are specifically searching for X, Y, and Z. With local service ads, it's a little bit, more of a throwing a net in the ocean versus using, some sort of, let's just say, harpoon gun, right? So this will be interesting. We'll see how this plays out in local service ads and in the map section. I will say, again, if you haven't ran local service ads in Google guaranteed, and it's something that you can do and you do have the opportunity to do, go ahead and do it. But with that said, make sure that it actually makes sense. And what I will add as well, the reviews make a big impact on the local service ads as well, because they are going to, again, be showing those reviews from the Google business profile. So make sure that you have an address on your Google business profile. If you don't have an actual business address, you're out of your home or whatever, get a shared office space. Make sure you can get video verified through there. Make sure that your category is set up properly. Make sure that you have subcategories set up. Make sure that you have all of your services built out in the Google business profile, along with the descriptions to go with those services. Make sure you're posting. Make sure you're getting reviews. And then, of course, if you want to, use it to run ads. That is all the time we have for today. I hope you learned something. As always, please like, review, subscribe. leave a comment, share this to someone. If you found this useful, to business owners, marketing professionals, whatever it may be, anyone looking to grow their business. We release videos at least once a week, and we release Marketing Monday like we did here today every single Monday. So if you like this, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for your support.